What's up guys, Matt here from DCLblogger.com. We're going to be talking about the industry as a whole. Is it a bubble? This NFT craze is going a bit bonkers. There's some mad money being thrown around. How do you make sense of this? How do you even predict what's going to happen? Is there a top? Are we at the top? Let's kind of dive in and take a look. Again, always got to check I'm recording. All right. So now the NFT industry has been here for 3 years, and I've always been I'm a pretty critical investor in the sense of I like to look and be patient and wait for maturity in the industry and really wait till there's something really special here to invest. And so I actually don't throw my money around to like whatever opportunity comes my way, although it may seem like I'm always talking about NFTs. I'm actually always referring to the NFT industry as a whole. So as a whole, the NFT digital ownership is going to be a thing. It is a thing. NFTs, if cryptocurrency is a thing, NFTs will be a thing. It's kind of adopted now. Whether those NFTs are going to be used to represent visual things, or whether those NFTs, because they live on blockchain and they're tokens that can be moved around, whether those NFTs are going to be used as game items that you can take to game A and game B and game C and have a sword or a shield or a pet. We've seen multiple use cases of NFTs. Whatever it is, the NFT industry as a whole will continue to evolve. So that, always bullish on that, right? Now, where people spend their money and the little bubbles and hype cycles that form, they're going to continue to go up and down, right? Every hype cycle, so every time we're at a level, like right now, we are at a level where, Nifty Gateway is super rare, Maker's Place, the art market's going absolutely crazy. You've always got to think, can it get more crazier? What it doesn't need to do to get more crazier? Where are we in the life cycle of what this can be? So let's take all of those things into consideration. And this is an interesting video that was linked to me. So Gary V's NFT hype could ruin lives. That was a pretty good clickbaity title. Alex Becker. Look, I'm not going to agree or disagree, but I'm going to touch upon some points because they're quite valid and they do warrant discussion. We can't just be like, oh yeah, these artists are going to be the next thing. They're going to be $1 billion and not be critical. We got to continue to be critical, right? So his kind of points were, don't buy NFTs to make money. Buy art that you like. If you aren't into it, stay out. I'm a great hypocrite. I firmed hard into NFTs and took a hard L getting out, hard loss getting out. I think NFTs are the future. It's just due to a correction. I would love to be wrong about this. I strongly believe Beeple's pieces will go to 20 million for 5 years. Hell yeah. Punks for a minimum 250K, 250 mil. Damn. But I also believe that the market is being spammed with overpriced items. Will cause a correction. If I'm wrong here, I will gladly eat my words. I invest in B20 fund. I'd love for this to go up forever. Pretty fair arguments, right? So I'm going to let you watch his video whenever you get the time. So basically my theory is that we are at a very, very small of digital art going mainstream. Now, art itself is one of the many industries, and all the hype currently seems to be on the art industry or the collectible industry right now. So that's what the majority of this video is going to be about. Now, Nifty Gateway continues to do drops where every drop they bring on X amount of artists, and those artists, some of them sell like $3 to $5 million worth, right? So what's at play here? If you roll back behind the scenes, you've got to understand the money and where it's coming from, okay? Let's go to cryptocurrencies. I had CoinGecko up here. Where is my coin market cap? Oh, there it is. All right, so we are currently sitting at 53,000 US dollar Bitcoin. We are currently sitting at $1,700 ETH. We are currently sitting on a cryptocurrency market that has literally just surpassed or hit a $1.6 trillion market cap. 5 months ago, this industry was about a $300 billion market cap, meaning Bitcoin was about 10K, Ethereum was about $400. So people's wealth, hypothetically, if I was sitting on 500K, I currently have 3 to 5 mil that I'm like, holy shit, I can do so much with this, right? There are people sitting on 10 to 50 mil, and then now they're sitting on 200 mil, right? People have been investing in Bitcoin when it was $1, $200. There are multi-millionaires that have 9 to 10 figures that I have spoken to on the phone and are regular people. No institutions, nothing. No formalized structure of venture capital funding at all. People that just put some money, just like how we are doing right now in cryptocurrency markets, hit a jackpot, hit a unicorn, and now just like, holy shit, like what do I do with this money? Because you got to understand that the wealth in the traditional market, in the fiat USD system, it is moving to crypto, right? And the prediction is from many is that Bitcoin and the crypto markets will continue to go up. I'm hoping this is recording everything perfectly. Okay. The prediction is that the crypto market will continue to go up. Bitcoin will continue to go up from 50K, 200K, maybe a million, who the hell knows? And so if this market, the cryptocurrency market, continues to absorb money from gold markets, from US fiat, global fiat markets, suddenly the early investors in crypto are freaking rich. Like, oh my God, the concentration of wealth that's going to be in this space is unfathomable. It's unfathomable. It really is. So you got to understand that at a mini level has happened already. People have 5 to 10x their wealth in literally the last 4 to 5 months. And that's why we're seeing huge US dollar sales. We're seeing Axie Infinity $1.5 million Genesis sales, right? We're seeing punks go for $1 million. We're seeing art sell for, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Artists suddenly do like $4 million drops. Okay, why are we seeing that? Now, like I said, 4 months ago, Ethereum was like $500, like 5 months ago. So 888 Ethereum would have been about $450,000. Big numbers, huge numbers, not $1.5 million, right? You got to understand that in the ETH, on the crypto world, 888 Ethereum is a big number, but it's still 888 Ethereum. Someone could have purchased that 888 Ethereum at $10 a piece. Someone could have just been like, man, I bought these. I spent 10K to get my 900 ETH. I'm happily going to splurge that on these lands, even if it is 1.5 million. Because the spending mindset here for the current population of crypto, and that's the slow shift that we're seeing to mainstream now, is that we're attracting USD money. But previous to that, the majority of it has been Ethereum crypto money. And that's why the kind of acceleration that we're seeing right now is coming from, holy shit, people are crypto rich now. They're splurging. USD people and traditional people are coming in being like, whoa, millions of dollars being spent here, but they're not realizing that millions has come from a very spend-friendly position, right? Because people love to spend right now, because in the crypto markets, spending across NFTs are kind of ways to diversify your portfolio. If you're sitting on 200 million, maybe you'll spend 10 million across NFTs, and 10 million for someone with 200 million is not that big of a big deal. And that's why you're seeing splurging happening, literally. And so that acceleration is there. And so the future looks like crypto will continue to absorb, and this will continue to go up for select things, right? So in the case of art, the prediction is art will continue to surge in the sense of certain artists, for example. And, if you go to Crypto Art Pulse, which is my website that I like to shill every now and then because, well, I use it. I love this website. And I haven't seen anyone else that's made a feed like this where you can just go and check out all the recent sales happening in the art space. So you can check out, like, look at this. Every 2 minutes, every 2 to 3 minutes, someone's spending, and these are all different people. That's what makes it really crazy for me. They're all different people, right? If it's one person that has spent, thousands of dollars every minute, that's a different story. That doesn't really faze me because it doesn't show me a healthy market. If there's different people coming in, that shows me that multiple people are putting money in. That diversifies the risk and strengthens the base side of this, right? So anyway, if you go here and you can check out some of the art that's being sold, and you look at, let's just search Forever Mamba. Forever Mamba. So this was an art piece. Maybe you do it here. This was an art piece made by Boss Logic, and Boss Logic is a great artist who has done a lot of work for, Marvel, popular superhero movies. He's done a lot of work across really some mainstream projects, and he's got a drop coming up with Zack Snyder, last I heard, for Justice League. So this is going to probably be big. And the play here for many, and what people are thinking, is that the early pieces that Boss Logic sold in the marketplace, his first drop is going to go up in value as this new storm of people come to pick up the next digital artists, right? So the first drops seem to be the ones that hold the most value, and that's why we're seeing Beeple pieces, the very early ones, go for $100,000 each, because they were the first drop. So you can see if you scroll it back, you can see the recent sales here is pretty much going up, all right? 23rd. So this is today. Today alone, or literally in the last 10 hours, we've seen about 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. Yeah, 7 sales, right? In almost the 20K range. Previous to that, they were doing under 20K. But pretty much 5 to 10 of just black mambas, forever mambas selling. Look at this. Feb 15th, a week ago, they were 2.5K. 2.5K. So when you see this sort of activity, and then you go to, let's just search Boss Logic in general, because we know he's done, a bunch of different art pieces. So Boss. Boss Logic. So if you scroll it down, you can kind of see like a lot of sales happening. Wakanda Lights is doing 10K minimum, and then you can kind of search and see, what that specific one is. So we can see Wonder Woman, oops. Oh man, I don't even know how to use my own site. You can see Wonder Woman, doing, gone up from like 1K back in Feb 14th, and everyone coming in and slowly purchasing it up. Anyway, the play is in the fact that happens, right? That, there's also a Christie's auction coming up. So this was an article posted by CNBC where it said Mark Cuban is bullish on NFTs and they're about to go more mainstream with an auction at Christie's. So if the Beeple auction at Christie's, which we all know is the first NFT, there's been a physical and NFT sold. So I always want to give credit back to Robert Alice, who did that. Credit due to him. But this is the first only NFT to be sold at Christie's. So if this goes for 5, 10, 15, 20 million, then there's going to be a storm coming through. So this is a bet. People spending on NFT Gateway right now, the one they're buying because they like it. People like what they buy. I bought a lot of stuff that I like. I like Dota. I bought esports rings. I like soccer. So I bought Mesut Ozil kits. I like the Genie's brand. I like, I like Boss Logic. I like Beeple. I purchased art that I like. It started off with that. But from an investor perspective, a lot of people are putting money in based on the whole market coming in. Now, that's so there probably is a bubble. The question is, when is it going to be? Where are we right now? If again, it's an assumption, right? It's an assumption that the market is in its infancy and it's going to be proven that this market is not only here to stay, just like how Bitcoin is being proven that it's here to disrupt and counter the inflationary economics of fiat systems, just like how Bitcoin and blockchain is here to disrupt that, and it's being proven in this year. People are rushing to Bitcoin because, wait a second, they're getting it. Fiat is becoming devalued. And just like that, this could be the proof, like when the Christie's auction happens, or if a Beeple piece suddenly starts to sell for millions, which is what's happening, which will probably happen. That could be the proof required to just switch the light bulb on fiat money, right? Billionaires, millionaires coming to this. This may be more money, not just the crypto people, but this might also bring in the traditional markets. So that's the goal. Now, how can people get wrecked? People can get wrecked if Bitcoin crashes tomorrow, goes to 1K, who knows why, goes to 1K, suddenly crypto people do not have the spending power anymore. So this market needs to be sustained with fiat money, right? So that's why it's at a very critical moment, because if there is a massive pump in the crypto markets for this year and a massive dump at the later this year, then we're going to see, and if during that period, NFTs can break into the mainstream where we have mainstream collectors also purchasing NFTs, then it might decouple, to a certain extent, the dependence on crypto investors. Because crypto investors, if their Ethereum hadn't gone from $500 to $2,000, no way would we be seeing these sales. No way in the USD numbers, right? That's not how it works. But it has. And so it's predicted it's going to continue to go. So that's why we need to break into the mainstream. There needs to be products that appeal to the mainstream or industries, which is what this is doing. But there's also other ones. So for example, Axie Infinity, one of the many one game, and there's going to probably be many more AAA games coming out. But Axie Infinity has seen a user base. Axie Infinity is the one that's done $1.5 million, 888 Ethereum sale. What was I saying? So yeah, there have been with Axie Infinity. If you scroll down, now the user base has continued to grow. Okay, so 20,000 daily active users. That's freaking awesome across the games or across their apps. So if they go to 20,000, 100,000, a million, 10 million active users, suddenly the demand for their collector items, the collector NFTs, their collective pets, items, whatever they are, goes up insanely. Okay, so that's another industry that could go nuts. But again, that's a bet on the daily active users for crypto games in general to go up. So that's not really dependent on the art market, but it is also dependent on the same kind of thing, crypto investors and the USD investors that come in, or the USD players that come in, right? So it's kind of those are the things, right? So the assumption is that it's going to go big. It still has a big, massive room to grow. When the crypto industry does correct itself, it'll be very interesting to see how high it goes before it corrects itself. If it goes to like $1 million a piece of Bitcoin, and people with like 100 Bitcoin suddenly are just splurging across, or people with 1,000 Bitcoin are just like, we're seeing like $100 million Beeple pieces, and then suddenly Bitcoin goes to a dollar, right? Hypothetically, probably won't happen. Then that'll definitely affect the market. Right. So I think fiat people will be, if they don't know the crypto markets, and it looks like they don't, they'll be very confused when that happens. Because, if that happens, obviously, if Bitcoin does correct itself, it's not going to go to $1. But if it goes from $1 million, suddenly corrects itself for $200,000 and finds its way back to, $60,000, $70,000, might happen. Very unlikely. Who knows, right? Who knows? But that sort of a correction, that sort of like market fluctuations really affects people. So that might see a lot of volatility in some NFT assets as well. So art itself has the ability to break into the mainstream. We see a lot of mainstream collectors trying to put some USD in. Games as well. CryptoPunks. Now CryptoPunks is an interesting one because traditionally it's been very crypto native. Right, it's been very crypto native. People with Ethereum, very OG people, have invested in crypto punks, because CryptoPunks have been there before NFT tokens even existed. Right, so that's why CryptoPunks, especially in that sense, the first 10,000 digitally created punks, which all have different features. Some are rarer than the others. That's why you see some go for $1 million, some of them go for like $30,000 now, which is pretty crazy. But traditionally, this has been very crypto native. So if there is a dip in the ETH market, you will probably see a dip in the USD value, obviously, right? That's how it works. But the bet here is that at least this community continues to be wealthy. If the community that supports CryptoPunks is wealthy, then they will continue to rise. Who knows? CryptoPunks could be so rare. They could be like the Beeple, right? They could be like the Beeple of the Ethereum network, where you own a punk, then holy shit, this guy has a punk. It's like $1 million a punk. Maybe that could be the case. But that requires that's going to be interesting, because a lot of people will come to give that sustainability. Ethereum people will need to get rich, and they probably will. Like, there'll be multi-millionaire, like 10, 50, $100 million Ethereum people, if there isn't already, and they need to give value for CryptoPunks. Right now, it's been a tight-knit kind of thing, because there's not many people that own punks relative to the rest of the market. Okay, I'm looking at data. It's all about data for me. So we look at rankings. You look at CryptoPunks, and you look at owners, and you mark them, and you can see here CryptoPunks, because there's not many assets, right? Where are they? They're like, there's not many owners. There's 1,400 owners of each punk, which is a big deal. I mean, because that's how big the community is. But at the end of the day, they can buy shards. There's other ways to kind of unlock ownership. But what I'm trying to say is, only 10,000 people can technically own punks. And so will that kind of, when the next level of the NFT space becomes a thing, when there's more games, when there's more projects, and there's more kind of noise in the air, would people continue to give value to NFTs? Will that industry continue to be massive, right? Will those spenders continue to drive attention? Or it will continue to be the OG? Anyway, it's all assumptions right now. So it's all quite dependent on the crypto markets. And if the crypto markets crash, we will probably see a slowdown in the USD dollars spent. But it looks promising because Nifty Gateway and the art market have massive things coming up. They have, massive drops coming down. They have cryptos continually going up. They have the Christie's auction. And that's why I'm very bullish on these markets that seem to show mass kind of adoption. And NBA Top Shots is also one massive one. If you go to Crypto Slam, like NBA Top Shot has done $48 million in 24 hours. Oh my God, that is so much money. $48 million. And obviously massive people getting involved, people starting to buy, a lot of USD money coming in. Is it decoupling from the crypto markets? Maybe now it is. So that's a separate kind of thing. The people here have nothing to do with the art market. So, it's all tangenting off to all types of multiple things. There definitely will be people that will lose a lot of money because they might buy NFTs that aren't worth anything in the next 6 to 12 months. People kind of lose interest. But that's why you have to definitely be involved. And I do value what Alex has said here, because that is very, very important. So that's just some thoughts on the industry as a whole. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope I didn't ramble on for too long. But anyway, I'll be continuing to make and share some opinions about the market. Take care, guys.